Crawford wants this fight a lot. He wants this fight, and I think he will be more active than Canelo's previous opponent, and he has different mentality. He has champion mentality.
Someone like Canelo fighting against Crawford, you need more than power, you need more than speed, you need ring IQ, you need literally everything, because this is the two best pound for pound fighters.
It's a real risk there for him for taking the fight. I mean, of course, he's like any other champ. He wants to make you guys celebrate what y'all want to make us pay for it, which is smart.
The boxing world is fired up after Turkey Alalshik made it official. Canelo Alvarez will face Terence Crawford in what's being called the fight of the century. The bout is set for September 12, 2025, at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas as part of the Riyadh season events. Alalshik shared the news on Twitter, saying, "We're bringing the fight of the century. Canelo will defend his Ring magazine title against the incredible Terence Crawford. The TV broadcaster will be revealed soon, with a big surprise. My brother Dana White and I will co-promote this first TKO boxing event. It's going to be something wild." Excitement exploded when the two champions had their first face-off right after Canelo's big win over William Skull on May 3rd in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. That win crowned Canelo the undisputed super middleweight champ once again, and Alalshik wasted no time in setting the stage for this massive showdown. The upcoming fight has triggered strong reactions from boxing legends, analysts, and fans. Dmitry Bivol, who handed Canelo one of his few career losses, weighed in with his thoughts. He believes Terence Crawford's hunger and high activity level could make things tough for Canelo. According to Bivol, Crawford's mental sharpness and ability to adapt will be key if he hopes to handle Canelo's power and pressure at 168 pounds.
Crawford wants this fight a lot. He wants this fight, and I think he will be more active than Canelo's previous opponent, and he has different mentality. He has champion mentality. I think fight will be much more interesting.
What do you make of the weight in that fight, the weight difference?
I think Crawford will not let Canelo just walking on the ring when he wants, because we could see this fight. Canelo did everything. When he wanna rest, he could rest easy, in this fight.
Yeah,
of course, when he wants to work, that guy didn't give him work. He just rest. And I think with Crawford, it will be harder to rest.
Who do you think wins?
I don't know. It's a very interesting fight, but I don't know. We'll see.
Former world champion Amir Khan, who has shared the ring with both fighters, also offered his perspective. He pointed out that while Canelo may hold the edge in power, Crawford's superior ring IQ, footwork, and speed could give him the upper hand. According to Khan, smart boxing, not just strength, will be the key in this high-stakes matchup.
And it could have gone either way, because I had probably Skull winning by 2 rounds. I mean, I like Canelo. I think he's a great fighter, but the thing is, I think that he was looking he was picking the shots better and landing the better, cleaner shots. Canelo was marked up a little bit, but look, it could have gone either way. Anyway, regardless how the fight went, it was a great performance by both fighters, but it's made a bigger fight happen now with Canelo and Crawford. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Is there more question marks being asked in that fight now? Because a lot of people say, look, Canelo's a bigger guy. He should technically be the bigger guy, have too much weight for Crawford, but from that performance, do you feel like it's a lot tight and there's a lot more question marks in that fight?
Yeah, I mean, you need more than size, you need more than weight, you need more than everything. I mean, I think what you need now is you just need box IQ, the right box IQ. You know what I mean? You need to be smart. And someone like Canelo fighting against Crawford, you need more than power, you need more than speed, you need ring IQ, you need literally everything, because this is the two best pound for pound fighters who are going to be fighting each other, even though Crawford is going to be giving away a lot of weight. But I feel that it could go either way.
Boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. shared his thoughts too, warning that the outcome could depend heavily on Canelo's mindset. If Canelo goes into the fight thinking he can easily outbox Crawford, he might be in for a rude awakening. Jones stressed that Alvarez must take Crawford seriously and train with full respect for his opponent's skill set if he wants to avoid an upset.
in that fight?
You know, it's a hard one to call, and I'm gonna tell you why it's a hard one to call. It's a hard one to call because it'll all be predicated upon how Canelo approaches the fight. If Canelo approaches the fight like he's the man that he can box and outbox Terence Crawford, he'll get beat. If he comes out and shows that he really wants to go out and prove the world he's still the best, he might win. So it all depends on which Canelo come to the dance.
And just two more. Jaron Ennis. A lot of people say there's similarities between you and him. What do you think of this fight coming up with Stanionis?
We're going to find a lot about Jaron Ennis against Stanionis because Stanionis is a very good prospect, up and coming. So
Hall of Famer Juan Manuel Marquez shared a more cautious view. He expressed concern about Crawford moving up in weight, warning that it could work against him. Marquez pointed out that weight classes exist for a reason, to keep things fair, and he feels Crawford might be pushing his limits by stepping up to face Canelo at super middleweight.
I don't like the fight because Terence Crawford is a good fighter, but in the sport of boxing, it has divisions. You know what I mean? You know?
Right, weight classes.
You know what?
Right.
Yeah, weight classes
for a reason.
Weight classes for and Terence Crawford is a good fighter in super lightweight, welterweight, super welterweight, but I think more. I remember when Terence Crawford fought with Madrimo.
Yes.
He looks slow. He looks with no power, and three more divisions. Two more divisions. I think it's a top fight for Terence Crawford, but Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He has a great defense. He has a good combination punches, but I think the weight class is no good for him.
William Skull, who recently went toe-to-toe with Canelo Alvarez, also weighed in on the upcoming clash. While he didn't offer a deep breakdown, Skull acknowledged the magnitude of the fight and the excitement building around it, calling it a major moment for the sport.
No, el boxeo es una cajita sorpresa, no se sabe. Hay que esperar la pelea ahí y después ver la decisión, pero todavía no tengo nada así claro.
Well, I really have nothing much to say. Boxing is like a Pandora's box, so it's about to wait and see.
Terence Crawford sees this fight as the biggest opportunity of his career. He openly recognizes Canelo Alvarez as the current face of boxing and is excited to prove himself on such a massive stage. Confident and fully prepared, Crawford is determined to make the most of this moment and leave a lasting mark on the sport.
Boxing. Well, Canelo's the face of boxing. He's the best fighter for Terence Crawford out there. He's the biggest fight for Terence Crawford out there. So that's why Terence Crawford want to take the opportunity to share a ring with another great.
How do you beat him?
You'll see. Come 12.
Everyone's talking about the weight differences. What's your kind of response to that, Terence?
That's why we fight the fight. So September 12th, we all going to see if the weight going to make a difference or not.
Do you want to fight him twice and then retire? Is that kind of the ideal thing for you?
One fight at a time. One fight at a time.
Canelo Alvarez hopes Terence Crawford comes into the fight ready to put on a show. Reflecting on his recent bout with William Skull, Alvarez shared his frustration with opponents who focus only on surviving rather than truly competing. He believes fans deserve an action-packed fight and expects Crawford to bring the intensity and ambition that makes for a memorable night.
That's a mediocre mind because they come just to survive, to go to the 12th round. That's a mediocre mind. You need to put a good fight there and put great show. You know what I mean?
Do you think Crawford will employ the same tactics to try and box?
I hope not. I hope not because the people deserve a good fight.
What do you make of the Crawford fight next?
Huh?
How excited are you for the Crawford fight?
I'm excited. I'm gonna enjoy this win and then we think do it.
British welterweight Conor Benn views the fight as a true 50-50 matchup. He sees it as evenly balanced, with both Canelo and Crawford bringing their own unique strengths to the ring. Ben's take highlights just how competitive and unpredictable this showdown could be.
With Crawford going up, I believe he can put a beating on anybody 154, 160.
But not 68.
Nah, Benavidez is.
Canelo. Yeah.
Canelo. I think he's a smart fighter. He doesn't rely on his power. Crawford ain't a fighter who just relies on his power. And then Canelo, when he's fought Belenga, then fought Ryder, Munguia. It's even. I think it'd be a 50-50 fight if Crawford fought Canelo.
Some critics have raised doubts about Canelo Alvarez's recent performance against William Skull, pointing to what they saw as a drop in his agility and overall dominance. These observers question whether Alvarez can maintain his elite status when facing a tough opponent like Crawford, especially given the low-output style he displayed in his last fight.
After really the Triple G fight is when we've seen the slippage on Canelo. And over the last 2 years, it's been immediately apparent. It's been apparent straight away over the last 2 years. Canelo's feet have always been slow. He's always been very slow-footed. So when people are saying, oh, it looks like his legs are slowing down, yeah, they are. They've never been quick, but now they're even slower, which is a problem. And Jim Lampley on commentary on Friday night show was saying that one of Canelo's biggest strengths is his legs. It generates power and it helps with his punch resistance. Well, those legs are sliding and that power is diminishing. Canelo hasn't had a stoppage win now since he knocked out Caleb Plant in 2021. And yeah, he's dropped some of these guys, but he's not been able to step on the gas and finish them. He's not been able to go through the gears. His gas tank, you can put that into question as well. And Canelo Alvarez, come July, be 35 years old. So he is, look, Canelo's been around so long and his real prime was in his mid-20s. So we associate Canelo, mid-20s to early 30s. So we kind of associate Canelo with that. I don't want to say ever young, but you know, he is still young, just not in boxing senses. But he's been around so long, 20 years a pro, and he's been at world levels for probably 15 of those. You're going to expect some slippage. And I think in this fight, an opponent, it was very negative, yes, but an opponent who Canelo Alvarez of 5 years ago would have handled, and he did handle him, but you know what I mean, he probably would have put some damage on William Skull. He didn't do anything. He didn't look good. And William Skull played his part in that, it has to be said. As I said, you fight that negative, there's only so much you can really do, you know, even if you're Canelo Alvarez, even if you are Alexander Usyk.
Trainer Joel Diaz believes the size difference between Canelo and Crawford could play a key role in the fight. Diaz argues that Alvarez's ability to take punches from bigger opponents gives him an advantage, suggesting that Crawford may have a hard time making a real impact at the higher weight class.
A lot of people that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. Okay, Madrimov is a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything to beat Canelo.